Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft desk. Today we're going to be playing around with fabric scraps. So I have bags and bags of scrap fabric. I picked these up off of a lady on Facebook. I'm just going to grab a handful of it and see what happens, shall we? Grab a handful and then going to just dive into the bag and see what else we've got. These all seem to be ribbons, fabrics. I'm not sure what she was doing with them before, but that is what we're going to start with. I have 3 big bags of this, and I was like, well, what can I use it for? And the first thing that I thought was dangles. So page dangles, journal dangles, that sort of thing. So I think that's what we're going to make today. So I've never made a dangle before, but I think I've got a rough idea of what I am going to do. So I'm going to get some pieces of sort of coordinating colours. I like the white and the navy and maybe the denim. Do we want anything else? Maybe a piece of that blue as well. And I'm going to use these for now for my inspiration. Oh, looks like somebody's fabric painted on that. I'm just going to then move all of these to one side. Oh, it's a bit there with some birds on. That's very cute, and some Easter parts. This looks like it wants to be involved because it's blue as well, and it's stuck itself out, so we can leave that as well. And what I'm going to do is cut these into sort of, doesn't have to be perfect, but rectangular sort of strips, and work from, I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter, work from biggest to smallest. So maybe I want that as my background piece. Yeah, I want that as my background piece. I wonder what she was using them for, because that looks like it's fabric painted. So use that as my background, and then I'm just going to sort of layer. I think that's going to be too long still. Layer these pieces on top of each other to make a dangle. Sort of go like that, and then maybe a little bit of this, or maybe a little bit of this floral first. I'm just going to quickly swap my scissors over to my Timmy scissors because they're better on fabric than my purple ones. Make it sort of rectangular-ish in shape, and layer that there, and then that there, and make a little dangle. Let's go. I like that. What I'm thinking is we've got 2 ways of doing it. Either just putting it straight onto one of these types of pin. So I'm going to try that first. And I literally am going to just try and put the pin through the centres of all of these materials. Oh yeah, it worked quite well. Straight through. Like that. And then add some form of button or embellishment or something here to give it a bit more detail. So I have some old buttons, some metal embellishments, metallic buttons, vintage pearl buttons, some random sort of charms and things that I've used in the past, and some beads out on my desk. So I think if we just go, I think I've got the shiny might look nice with it. And I think what I'm going to do is just take this pin out and do it the other way. This will make sense in a second. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pierce it from the back this time. There we go. And that means then I've got space if I push that material around a little bit to add some decorative bits on the front to make up cute little elements. Do I want to add something else? Don't know what that is. A bit random. A bead I think might be too much. Do you think? Maybe a smaller bead or a smaller button. Oh, what about one of these vintage pearl buttons, the little ones? Watch me get them everywhere now, bear with me. Little, yeah, the little one with the pearl element, because that ties in well. And then you've got a little page dangle. Really simple, really easy. You can pick what colours you use to go with what theme. So that was the first, and they're sort of relatively small. And I thought that maybe we could do a larger version, but instead of using this pin, use a ribbon end I've got. So the ribbon ends, as you can see, just clamp onto the ends of the fabric. So I'm going to see if we can make a larger one. Let's go back into my scrap pile and see what we can find this time. Let's go greens. I can see some green. Some blue attached, but isn't that some bright green? And I'm just picking it by colour. Oh look, there's like the Hulk. He can go into my green pile. This pretty little green floral. And then what else have we got here? Dig right down. Oh, you're green and look cool. So greens, I think these bags of scraps are going to last me forever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that green, that Hulk green, as my base because it's a larger piece. I'm just going to keep this because the numbers on the bits of the fabric are always a fun piece to keep. It was back in my scrap pile. And the joy about this is any scraps that you don't use will just go back into scrap pile and to be used again. So I'm going to start this. I am going to put him upside down because I want the green to be quite visible. I'm going to see how wide it is with my... Yeah, that should do. And then I'm going to layer on top of him. So let's go that green. Yeah. Just chop it down. Fancy putting something different on this. I think I'm going to chop that bit of blue off. And I'm going to chop it into a little banner at the bottom. To give it a little bit of a decorative element over the Hulk's face. And then this is definitely a Christmas tree. It was a Christmas tree. Let's see, this very thin piece lines itself to just being there. It's obviously used pinking shears on it. Let's chop that off. And then this dark green. I'm going to chop the green panel out the middle of this Christmas tree. Try and keep some of that gold thread in. Oh, did I cut that through? No. Maybe I'm going to put that on top. Don't like it on top. Let's see. I'll layer it in here. So I've put that here. Then that on top. And then this little thin piece right on top. And that gives us a nice little green selection. Then I'm going to take my ribbon connector. Try and gather all those pieces of fabric together, tighten. I'm just going to push it down with my fingers to start with, and then I'm going to get a pair of pliers and then just squidge it nice and tight so they're not going to I've missed that one. So we can then just use the pliers to open it back up. add this piece back into the sandwich and squidge it back down again. There we go. And then once that's squidged down, if you wanted to, we could add, let's get some green beads on this one, green elements to this dangle portion. That's a bit big. Why are you big? No, let's put something else little on there as well. Let's put this green bean on there first, and then that bead. So green button. Are you too big as well? No, you'll go through. Then this bead, and then hook it. Or maybe that needs to go. Yeah. I'm doing this investigating part, so you don't have to. Come on, straight through. There we go. I like that. And like that. So it's a slightly larger green themed dangle. And then you'd use them. People always ask, what are you going to use them for? So this isn't a junk journal. This is a notebook I've made. But what you would do is just hook them, unhook them, and add them to the spines, or you can add them to pages of your journals. Let me just hook this one on and show you. She says it's really hard to do this backwards. I'm just going to pop it through there, do it back up. Come on. It's fiddly. Just fiddly. There we go. I think that bead doesn't make it easy. There you go. And then you'd attach it to sort of the spine of your journal or your notebook, just to add something. And you could go with any colours and any themes, just to add to that thing. It's quite cute. I think I'm going to have hours of fun playing around with these. Yeah, and that is what I'm going to be using my scrap fabrics for. I hope to see you soon. Bye.